These niggas just talking.
Hey, yo, what up, man? Jeez, bro. That's about as much energy as you're probably getting from this one. Unless I am really emotional, man. Or I get really passionate about a topic, you feel me? Welcome to the Just Talking podcast. I'm Nah, the host. And we just chilling right now, man. Feels kind of weird to do a podcast like this early into the day because I usually don't. I'm one of those late niggas, but you guys already know, man. But I already said what time this podcast was coming out, and damn it, I'm gonna do it. So how y'all been, man? How's you guys this week? The finals are coming, and are you ready for it? Who knows? Who knows? Are you ready for 'em? Oh no! Oh no! Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck I'm on, bro. Honestly, I'm on nothing. This is pure sober nah. All right. Now you guys might be saying, "Haven't we always gone pure sober?" Nah. Honestly, no. If you go back some of those times when I took a pause, that was me hitting a little something. You feel me? Hitting a little tree, man. Punching trees. That's what we do here sometimes. But I'm going a little tea break. That's what someone call. Is it tea? Is it a tea break? Is it a weed? It was something like that, bro. Someone told me, and I was like, "What?" And they were all like, "Yeah, tea break." And I was like, "I never heard anybody call it that." But yeah, it might be a different letter, but who knows? All right, let's get into what we're talking about. All right, getting the meat and potatoes, man. Shout out Nux Talk. Oh, jeez. Um, but last episode, on the last episode of Just Talking, Nah was talking about some EDP nonsense. And we're back to continue on. Last time, EDP 445 had been accused with considerable evidence as they had shown chat logs. And now we see the video, or we saw the video. If you didn't see the video, go see the video. I gotta take this swig of water real quick. But it's not just any regular water; it's sparkling water. I would say the brand, but they're not sponsoring me, so fuck them niggas. You feel me? But if you know me, you know what sparkling water brand I support. Y'all niggas gotta get on the wave. All right. Real quick, let me just say what the plan is for this episode. I'm gonna get on the EDP 445 joint, right? Right. Then I'm talking a little bit about Kevin Sam Eos and how can I feel about his content. That at least that I've seen. Mind you, I don't watch every single one of his videos because I ain't got the time to listen to a nigga talk about why woman ain't shit. And no, it's not because I'm a feminist, because I'm not. I support women's rights, but I can't it's a Bill Burr joke that gets. All right, wait, give me a second. I'm getting a call. I'm famous guy. I'm back. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to take that call. Honestly, if my phone was on silent, I probably wouldn't have noticed it because I got these big ass headphones on. You feel me? But I heard the ringer, so I had to. This is random, but like, you guys ever have that thing? Because I guess it's in a sense it's OCD, but like, I've never been confused as a super clean person. You feel me? But like, I'm one of those people who like I can't have it be I can't like so when you open your phone, bro, and like you see all those like notification, like those big red circles, bro, with the number on it for on your apps, bro. I can't I can't have that on there, bro. That shit bothers me every time I fucking see it, bro. And that's why I'm like I become so bad at texting and everything too, because my thing is the what I need to do is I need to get rid of the notification as soon as possible at any time. So I'll remember to get rid of the notification, but I'll forget to text back. Or even like the worst part about me, the worst parts is that like I'll get distracted by other things too. So it's not even just forgetting to text back. It's like I'll type the entire message out and I'll forget to press send. And then it's like 2 days later, the person messaged me again. Sometimes about the same thing, sometimes about something else. But then I go to it and I'm like, damn, I gotta erase this entire message that I didn't send, or I have to. It's like I just press send, but then at the same time, I don't, like sometimes I gotta like show people that like, yo, actually, I'm just like a fucking idiot. I gotta screenshot the entire message that I typed and be like, yo, I forgot to press send again, Brody. But that's enough about me. All right, we're here to talk about pedophiles, freaking dating advice coaches, and the last thing that I was gonna talk about, if I have time. One of my friends asked me like a pretty interesting question today. I don't have like a real answer for it, but it makes sense, and it's like it ties in to the freshman romance joint. So when I get to that, it when slash if I get to that part, y'all gotta have to go and listen to the freshman romance episode. All right, I'm doing callbacks, mama. Self advertising, just talking, man. Follow the Instagram and whatnot. Anywho, bro. So that EDP 445, bro. If if you didn't watch the video, it's 45 minutes, and probably there's a highlight video on YouTube. Not gonna lie, because there were certain parts that I liked, and there's certain parts that I didn't. Now, for me, I didn't watch the video the day of. Rather, I watched it like a day late because I watched it with a streamer. I usually don't watch a lot of streamers. Like I watch like every now and then I watch streams, but I don't watch streamers. And like the reason why I want to put the distinction on that real quick is because like when I was playing a lot of games, like try like pseudo competitively, you feel me? Like I'd be in ranked, but I wasn't like trying to get the top rank. like like games like Fighter Z, Naruto Storm, stuff like that. Like even like for those types of games, like I would always like to watch like streamers or like people who are better than me, put together combos, and just like stuff like that. I always like watching that shit. One of my like favorite videos actually is like a compilation video of this one guy who's like 3,000 plus hours of playing hit, and I just love that shit. You feel me? But not this time, like this one streamer that I'm actually like watching, like not every stream. I don't got like time to be there all the time, but consistent. Raekwon Wiltshire. I like his YouTube videos a lot when I first found him like 3, 4 years ago, and I just haven't looked back. And now that he's streaming, I like his stuff too. He doesn't do dating advice content, but he does some like real shit. You feel me? Like he says some real shit, and I like that. Like and it's like directed at guys and girls. Like nigga is able to sweep across the border, bro. You feel me? So I like his content. Definitely recommend it. But the EDP 445 video, my fault, guys. All right, I keep getting off topic, but I'm here for you. Man, that's what that EDP 445 nigga said about that child, bro. I'm here for you. You want to dap? But nah, I'm telling you guys, have to watch the highlight video before and like pause this podcast right now. I don't care about the retention rate right now. Pause it, watch the video. Everything's gonna make so much more sense, and I'm not trying to ruin that shit. But basically, I was watching it, right, and in general, how I felt about it, I didn't see the point of confronting him for 45 minutes. Like, dog, what, nigga? You say your joint, like you should be in and out of there within 30 minutes. And when I say in and out, I mean like in and out. Like you gotta be leaving like by the time like the clock hits the 30, bruh. Like you feel me? Because like, all right, if it was me, like for example, Chris Hansen when he did, because that's basically what these niggas are. These predator poachers. They're just the new age people that want to be. They want to be fucking Chris Hansen niggas, bro. But Chris Hansen, I stamp, already had the police at the place. These niggas called the police at the end after they got their licks and their jokes in, their fat jokes and whatnot. And that's the funny thing about that. Not only because now you see, like they found out how the cameraman looked, and that man's is definitely enlarged. But even the nigga, like he wasn't fit, like he wasn't skinny, he wasn't like fit. You could still see that nigga's gut. His face was fat. Like dog, I don't under. I didn't like. Obviously, you're doing it for comedy. You're doing it for views. At the end of the day, this shit makes these niggas money. When they catch somebody and then they make fun of them, it makes these guys money. But then it's like we look into the efficiency of this shit, and I'm like, y'all had all this stuff, and instead of like reporting him into the police, like when you could, you waited, and you waited just for your own gain, and that's what my issue is. Because part of it is like, okay, you caught a predator and you caught somebody that has done this, and this is and like I have no issue because they did it because he already had like allegations. He had already talked to some 15-year-old, and there was like other people who was like talking to and everything. Even in the chat logs, he kept on blocking the person, like the decoy, the fake 13-year-old. He kept on blocking her because he was suspicious that someone was out to get him. And look, bro, your suspicions are right, my nigga. Next time you gotta act on your gut, except when it tells you to fuck a minor, bro. Look, bro, the moment I turned 19 and I had Tinder, I immediately switched the slider up to fucking 19. Because this is the thing, bro, that I hate about like girls on Tinder especially. Why do you guys lie about your age and then just put in your bio, "Oh, I'm six," like, and that's only some of them. Some of them don't even put it in there, correct themselves in the bio. Like that is like that is literally fishing for cases, and I am not about that. I personally just don't understand it. Like, nigga, you're 16, you can't wait 2 years, dog. There's nobody in your high school. There's nobody in the other high schools, bro. You can't find anybody your age. Because I'm telling you, bro, you're not finding people your age on Tinder like that, bro. If you're 16, at least niggas, bro. I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm just wrong, and I just don't realize how many young niggas are on the app too. But that's besides the point, bro. But nah, like, but that's what. But basically, for the EDP video, it was like when you really look at it in like a general sense, was it effective? Not really. These niggas just wanted clout. They got their clout from it. So, congratulations, but y'all niggas are more clout watchers than or clout poachers than predator poachers, and for that case for me. But besides that, the video solid. They asked him some like solid questions, I guess, like for people who ever wanted to dive into the mind of a pedophile. Like for real, bro. Why do you? They're asking like, what made you want? Why do you want? Why did you want a 13-year-old? Actually, fuck that shit. Mm-mm. The way they came up to him, bro. The first 10 minutes of the video, solid. forever living in meme culture, bro. Because right now, the only thing I'm seeing on my Twitter is you want to dap or you want to fist bump, and the way this nigga pulled up, bro. They said they put up to him with the camera. They said, "Hey, why are you here?" He said, "Oh, I'm here for a cupcake." And look, I feel like a lot of y'all niggas are missing this point, bro. He said he was here for a cupcake. All right, y'all niggas are missing it. Y'all think he was just a fat ass that just wanted a cupcake and everything. Nah, bro. That nigga was saying cupcake. You gotta think about it like this, bro. All right, what do you call a girl's ass? Cake. All right. Now, what is a small cake? A cupcake. Now, what is a woman that's young? A small girl. But it's a cupcake. It's dog. I shouldn't need to explain this to y'all niggas, bro. Y'all should know what a cupcake is when a pedophile says it. Jeez, bro. That's just the insane part to me, bro. I came here for a cupcake. Nigga, you drove 30 minutes for a cupcake? There was no store. You could like for a one singular cupcake too, man. Shout out Toby. One singular cupcake, bro. Don't make sense to me, bro. It don't. It's just hilarious. It's just hilarious. All right. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Y'all gotta watch the video, not for the fact that they caught him, bro. For the memes that will forever live on in this nigga's absence. You know? I hope that he goes to jail, bro. And like some nigga comes up behind him in the showers and he's just like, "You want a fist bump?" You want a fist bump? And they said, "Nah." But I'm gonna give you a bump. You feel me? Oh, that shit would be crazy, man. And that's just how I feel about the video, bro. Like the intentions were terrible. Like, all right, y'all are probably like, "Well, no. What about the joke that he made, man?" He's like, "This isn't about anybody else's life. This is about your 600-pound life." I'm like, look, bro. Sure, he was kind of spitting, but like, nigga, I don't like. Look, hear me out. I don't feel bad for how that nigga was like pro- profiting on EDP. Okay, and it's fun. And I feel as though someone who did this more in depth than me is a YouTuber that I actually like. I watched his stuff way in the past, and I found him again. Like not way in the past, I guess a few years ago. And I found him again recently. Urinating Tree. Interesting name, but yeah, I know. But Urinating Tree. He had a video on this, and he's like one of those people who's never really been a big EDP fan, and neither have I. I honestly never found anything funny with his content. There was a video that a lot of people apparently like really liked, and it was just him talking about how he took a shit in like in some restaurant's bathroom. I think it was Chipotle, I guess. I don't know. I think people only fucked with him because of the meme culture and how ugly he was. So it was just easy to make memes out of him. But also not that big of a football fan, so that was the other thing. He's a Philadelphia Eagles YouTuber, from what I know. So I guess besides those, I don't think many people would have found him funny. But I don't even know what I was getting off to. But like, I think I was talking about urinating tree. So, like, he actually talked about the video like as well, and I agree with like most of his points in the sense that like I don't feel bad for EDP. I don't feel bad by how they were treating him. I just don't like the fact that like they used they're literally like making money off of pedophiles. And it's like I don't think that's like a thing that not like it shouldn't be done. All right, let me correct myself. Or wait. I don't know if that like you're monetizing pedophilia. Like that's just the gist of it. Like they're monetizing pedophilia. So even though the joint has a lot of memes and everything, and like and everything wasn't that well put together. It was really just them talk like giving a pedophile an interview and then calling the cops at the end instead of calling the cops in the very fucking get go, which is crazy to me again. Also, there's still no like. Let me just update the whole situation in general too. Still like no news. The sheriff office or police station that has jurisdiction of that area, either where he lives or like of just jurisdiction where they like were about to meet the kid. I don't fucking know. But the police people said that aren't giving any comment about whether or not they're investigating it or not. However, it is like one of the rules for that station, and I think stations like around there or a lot of other stations where they're actually not going to give information on a case. So it's most likely is being looked into, but we just don't know the extent of it. That nigga EDP has been kind of gone. There was a video on his second channel, right, like a day before the allegations. I think that he made a video on his second channel saying that he's gonna delete almost all the videos on his main
And it's good to have.
and by doing that and that because he was basically telling niggas, oh, if you want some videos, clips, whatever, like you want to save some of your favorite videos, do it now before I delete everything. Low key, I don't know if he still was monetized at that time, but he could have been just making that a final push. You feel me? Viewers. I don't know how much retention numbers matter, but viewership is viewership. He said he was not deleting his second channel, so that might mean that he plans to do some sort of comeback. I don't fucking know. A lot of YouTubers been caught for this. I might do a separate, like, I might talk about it in another episode. About like just the vast like amount of YouTubers have been caught for like this type of stuff, whether it's pedophilia, grooming, a lot of this stuff. YouTubers, streamers, just people in the like in that popular media stuff, and like all of their excuses basically are the same thing. I'm lonely, I'm depressed, so that's why I think that it's okay for me to to go and fuck a 13-year-old. I'm like, yo, bro, like I know people who've been depressed. I've had my little bouts of depression. I won't say my depression was like bigger than anybody else's, but like never in those times of depression have I ever been like, you know what would really go right now? Some fucking 13-year-old. Like, nah. I don't know. I think there just has to be something wrong with you in general. Also, I feel as though as a popular YouTuber, I think he has more. His subscriber count was in the millions. All right, like would it have been that hard? I get it. He's ugly. He's fugly, dog. He's terribly ugly. But like, dog, bro, I'm sorry, bro. You had enough money to get a prostitute. I don't even care. Maybe he wanted some real love, bro. You not getting real love from a 13-year-old. They don't know what real love is yet, bro. They only seen Disney movies and shit. Stop it. Get some help, man. Now we speak about Kevin Samuels. Now, again, I preface this with I haven't seen all his videos. Okay? I've seen some of the ones that I've been sent. I've seen the clips. I've not seen the entirety of the videos. Now, the difference between Derek Jackson, because I talked about Derek Jackson in a podcast before, and I mentioned Kevin Samuels, but I don't think I ever really talked about him. The thing about Derek Jackson is what he did is that he fed into what a woman wanted a man to be, I guess, like in the sense that all the good things about a man. And he would literally go and attack men for the quote unquote bad thing. Because some of those things were like just stuff that a woman would want, but it's like I'm gonna get into it a little bit later with that question. Actually, I'm gonna get into this, bro. Remember in the beginning where I said, well, I wouldn't be that loud. I wouldn't have that much energy because like in the beginning it would only have the passion. I was wrong, bro. I'm here for it now, bro. Niggas are here. All right? Because look, this is my thing. Derek Jackson Now that he's been caught for cheating on his wife, his track record is bad. Now it's like, all right, y'all niggas are listening to someone who was dead ass cheating on his woman. That's crazy. When y'all girls are sizing up everything he did, right? Yeah. Now, but my thing is the same. Is similar for Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is better, in my opinion, because although a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's just attacking women and he's misogynistic," I'm like, not completely. He brings up some fair points sometimes. For example, I don't. It is a fact that someone who doesn't, that a man who does not want kids, are gonna look at a woman who has kids differently than a woman who doesn't. That's number one. Number two, most men don't care about how much their woman is making. I can agree with that to some extent. All right, I'm just going I'm just going through them. All right. Number three, his takes on fat people. And look, like I said, it goes to both genders. I've heard him literally make fun of a guy about the same stuff. All right. And my thing about that one is, I don't think it's 110% wrong in the sense that the people that he has talked to, they're not talking about, oh, a regular person. They're not saying that they want a regular person. They're saying they want the peak of men. And when I say this, I I really want to be clear on this. I am not saying that there's anything wrong with fat people. All right. However, I feel as though, because and before, like, I've been overweight, but I've been like obese before. Like junior year of freaking high school, I still look at those pictures and I'm like, Jesus Christ. All right. So it's like, and it is a freaking like a valid thing to say that like people who are up there in weight tend to have more health problems and conditions than other people. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying that like if you're like that, then like you're 100% like terrible person. Nobody should want you. No, no. People want what the people want. I don't care. I don't be tripping about that stuff. I don't think it matters, bro. As much as how as the emphasis that he was putting in onto it, but I felt as though the reason he was putting such an emphasis onto it was because the types of people that those girls or those men were looking for aren't low weren't like weren't people who are on like their level of the totem pole. I guess is the best way to put it, right? For example, one of my friends has abs, or multiple friends have. I just don't, okay? But I have friends that have abs. If they go out without a shirt on, right? There's gonna like there people look at his abs, and I have literally seen females like stare. All right, like his eyes are not over there. Bro. He's like, look up, bro. Look at his face, bro. Look at his eyes. All right. Like you feel me? Like, dog, having a nice body is attractive in most cases. Like for both men and women. So I have no, there's no like, I don't think fat phobia really exists to that like that much. Like obviously, I think people can go overboard with like their jokes. Like my thing about jokes is that as long as like you're not consistently saying the same stuff over and over again to the point where it's like it's not a joke, it starts becoming an insult, then it's not a like and then there's also like a certain type of charisma that you gotta have with a joke. You feel me? Like you gotta say it in a certain way or you just gotta be that type of person where it's like if you're always monotone, then you just like everybody has to know that like especially like when you're making jokes, everybody just have like you just have to like have that level of charisma or something. Like you have to make sure people know it's a joke for the most part when you say that type of stuff. And that's my thing. I have like I have no issues with so that's what my thing. Like I have no issues with Kevin Samuels like the like basic parts that people kind of don't like him for. But what I do have like kind of a thing about is the fact that like some people are taking his advice to the T and obviously there's validation in failure. All right? Somebody has tried something so he knows what's best. But nigga, you feel like he got divorced twice. It's not just one, it was two. Like dog, like I need like I feel as though like sure some like you can learn from failures, but you still have to prove that you can be successful. And I don't know if he's proven that. Like, is he married again? That's a question. Has Kevin Samuels remarried? All right, that's my other thing. Has Kevin Samuels remarried? Kevin Samuels' wife. Samuel posted. Holy shit! This nigga. He has a 29-year-old wife. Hmm. Now look, that's I don't dog, what? We all know Kevin Samuels can dish out dating advice, but what about him? Who's Kevin Samuels' wife? Is he dating or whatever? Blah, blah, blah. August 2020. All right, so he does have a wife, I guess. Okay, so actually, never mind. Kevin Samuels posted a photo to his Instagram story and a 29 with himself and a 29-year-old Instagram model who goes by the handle Six the goddess, but didn't spell goddess correctly. It's whatever. Still unconfirmed whether so. Still no news that he's actually dating or has a wife. This was 2 months ago. Um. So yeah, like I need proof of success, my nigga. Like for example, I have like listened to a lot of the Monday morning podcast by Bill Burr. All right, and sometimes he'll have questions and people will ask him stuff about dating, and I would much rather take his advice because not only not only like does he have does like he even tells his stories like he has put like experience like a lot of experience with women. He like has been on the low end of like the social ladder. He's been on the higher end of the social ladder because he's a famous comedian now, and like he has a wife, kids. He has a good life, bruh. I'd rather take advice from someone who succeeded, bruh. Why do I care about someone who failed two marriages like that? Why am I stuck on getting advice from him? Why am I stuck to listen to him? And that's my thing, bruh. Like Dave Chappelle said it best, bruh. Who cares about Ja Rule? Who cares about what other people are saying, bruh? Or like what other people got to say about how your image is, bruh. All right. At the end of the day, if you're comfortable with it, you're comfortable with it. All right. Now, there is always things that happen because of like how other people view you. And that's 100% true. However, at the same time, that's you being stagnant and you not wanting to do stuff for yourself. For example, when plus size people want to get into movies and stuff, let's be completely fucking honest, bruh. When all y'all when the girls were looking at Black Panther and they saw Michael B. Jordan and his built ass, bruh, and they still be screaming about Michael B. Jordan to this day. To this day, man, they still screaming about him. But if they put a fat person in that exact same position, if they put a fat guy in that same position, would they have been screaming about him? Of course not. What's the nigga's name? Mchaku, the friggin' the other nigga, bruh. He wasn't like fat by any regards. He's still solid. Didn't see as much as hype about him because he's a bigger guy. Didn't see anywhere as much hype. There, people were like, he's funny, and like that's what it's been, bro. In movies, the fat people have usually been the funnier ones. like the funny, the freaking comedic relief. And I'm like, now we're in a time where it's like you don't need Hollywood in order to like go out and do stuff. We see people like Supreme Dream, the King Vaders of the world, like these people who are like out there doing short films, doing what they can, actually trying to learn and better themselves so they can do it themselves instead of having to be relying on other people's casting and what other people think about them. We're at a time where it's not necessary for you to have an image consultant. You don't need one to be like the best that you can be. Now, I would personally say like so that's my only thing. That's my thing about Kevin Samuel. And that's why I'm not too like hot on him as like some of my other friends that are guys. Cause like look, he does like when he's talking to people, he is being as blunt as possible, saying the whole truth in his opinion. However, you also got to keep in mind not everybody's the same. He's saying, all right, this is how all high value men act. I wouldn't say that. Some of them are complete assholes. Some of them are complete like nice niggas. Like they're completely good guys. So it's like to just say no high value man is gonna want you because of this, this, and this. I don't. It's not really valid. However, I won't say it's unfair. It's unfair. Like I won't say his criticisms are completely unjust because some of them are. Like I'll say this, bro. Like nowadays, I get it. Everybody needs to feel empowered, but to what extent does your empowerment actually cause a negative like effect on society as a whole? For example, the Kim K's, the what's the Kylie Jenner's, all of them, the social media people who push the idea that people should be out there getting plastic surgeries to not to fix up their entire like body and style. Do you not like does it not like come up to you guys into you guys' head? Because this is the thing. You guys want to preach secure, like being secure in yourself and security and everything. But if you need, but the idea that there's a need for a whole body modification for you to feel secure about yourself, is that really being secure? Because this is the thing. Nobody's ever just gonna get plastic surgery on just one part, unless it's like maybe it's like a key part for their gender. Like I don't think tits are that key of a part for a lot of people. I think the majority of men are ass men. Um, no comment on whether on what I am or not. That might be a future podcast episode. So can't waste future titles. But I will say a majority of people that I've met and I've talked to, and like the question has been brought up, majority of them were ass men. So I feel as though like you could just I feel as though people do just get their ass done and that's it. But anywhere else, I don't feel as though like, dog, no one just gets a nose job and then says that's it unless they're broke. Like if you have enough money, you're gonna keep on going back to fix stuff. It's like you don't just replace one rim, and you don't just like on a shitty car. Nah, you get the entire joint done. Like you get the entire thing done up and everything. Not a shitty car, but like a mid car, because you just niggas trash shitty cars and just get new cars. But you know what I'm fucking saying, bro. You don't like when you're if you're getting a car waxed, you don't go to the waxing place and say, "Hey, yo, just clean this spot." Nah, they make sure they wash the entire thing. All right, shout out Bill Burr. So that's my thing about that. It's just a weird time where it's like we preach security and we're blaming a lot of like, oh, the media on people on like the issues that people have with their own security, but nobody's looking at what they choose to consume. Nobody's looking at that, and I feel as though that in and of itself, what you choose to consume is what's gonna make you start feeling more type of ways about yourself. For example, all through high school, I didn't have social media. I thought that it was dumb. I didn't see the need for it because the only thing that anybody could ever tell me about why social media was good was that, to connect with friends and still be able to talk to them. And I was all like, if we're close enough, you have my number. Why do I need to talk to you on 25 different fucking apps if you have my number? And if you don't have my number, more often than not, I probably don't want to talk to you that much. I ended up getting on the wave more like end of senior year to beginning of freshman year. Like I ended up making basically all my social media around then. Because at that point it made more sense because it's like, all right, there's gonna be people that I'm not gonna see for a while. Every now and then it's good to catch up and shit. Don't really go back and catch up with people, but that's besides the point. But for example, social media, people post the peaks or like the best portions of their life when they feel like they look good. So when you consume that and you're always looking, you're even if you're unaware, part of you is comparing that to your own life, to your own self. You never see the bad parts of people's lives on social media unless you follow a girl's Finsta and you just see them crying a lot. But besides that, but besides that, you only ever really see the good parts of people on social media. So then that creates an illusion where everybody else's life is better than yours, and then I feel as though that in and of itself is a problem, but it's not a problem. Be, I don't blame the people on the platform because why would you want to post your low points? No, you don't want anybody to see you when you're down. So it's like I don't blame the people doing it as much as I'm like, you're choosing who you follow. You're choosing what media you consume. And then you're blaming the media that you chose to consume on the reasons that you're not able to do what you want. And in a time like this where anybody can like almost like you can make a business by doing almost anything nowadays, I feel like. Shit, fucking that one chick, I forgot what her name was. I don't know why. The chick the chick that sold her bathwater, bro. She made money, bro. She sold bathwater, and everybody's like, all right, she had an OnlyFans. She already had a following. All right, nigga, make your build a following. Do something. We're all complaining about what these people are able to do because they went out and did something to get there. But we're not talking. But we have an issue with like talking about what we need to do to get somewhere. All right, that's my whole thing, bro. All right, now since we still got time, I'm gonna move on to like a question that one of my homies asked me. All right, and it was just today, funnily enough. Me and my guy, we were just talking about some stuff, locker room talk. You hear me? Yeah. Dog, I'm gonna say this about locker room talk. Dog, I have three sisters, and I used to live like two other cousins too until um like I was in like seventh or eighth grade, and they were in high school, and they were both girls. And this is my thing, bro. Girls will say, "Oh, guys shouldn't be having that type of locker room talk." But I've also heard what girls say behind closed doors sometimes. All right, so y'all niggas not slick. Stay in your lane. But basically, we weren't even having that type of locker room talk. But we were basically like just we were chatting about, I guess, marriage. It was like marriage and then like relationships. The first thing I'm gonna get into is the marriage stuff. I have made it like I feel like I said it on some other episode. Maybe I haven't, but I've made it clear that I don't care about getting married in my 20s. That like I would be aiming for like early to mid 30s, like to like for marriage because my 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 thought process of it is that at the end of the day, if you marry someone, let's say just before, let's just say by 25, if you marry someone, all right, By that time, let's say you went through college, 4 years, 18 to 22, boom. All right. Then after that, you got a job. You've been at that job. Let's say a good 2 3 years. Yeah, let's say 3 years. All right. At that point, would you be like that's not a bad point for you to get married. However, there is some implications of that because the thing is when you're in your 20s, are you fully grown? Like early 20s, no, you're not fully grown. To be completely to be completely fair, you're not fully grown when you're in your 20s because part of your part of your 20s is like you're finally leaving like your parents' protection in a way or or your guardian's protection in the sense that the stuff that they kind of wanted to block you from the world like or like the types of ideas that they put in your head about the world, it's like you're figuring it out in more in depth because you're actually able to explore a bit like explore it more. And the thing is, because of that, you're not going to be the same person you were throughout the entirety of the thing. Like, and keep mind you, it's different depending on how long you've been with that person. Like, for example, I had a computer science teacher in high school. He only dated one person his entire life, married her and everything. Been with her since middle school. At that point, you already know who you are. Like, you already you're kind of like secure about what you are, who you guys are as a couple, what you got, what you want to be, what you want to do. And at that point, yeah, it's normal to get married at 25. But I feel as though with this day and age, and then with the life expectancy going higher, I get married at like getting married at 25 when you're most likely not gonna die until like around your 80s would be like it's like you're missing out on a portion of your life, and especially since like divorce rates aren't really getting lower. Let me see it, bro. Like I remember last time I looked, it was like pretty high divorce rates. Let's just say in the U.S. All right, just because some countries don't allow divorces. But so the divorce rate in the United States in 2019. Oh, so on actually the divorce rates have fallen a bit. Hmm, that's interesting. But it's still like not on a great side. You feel me? Divorce rates in the United States in 2021. Yeah, so it seems the divorce rates have been dropping. However, COVID definitely did push a lot of divorce filings because now people had time to actually be at home with each other and see how much they didn't like each other instead of having to wait like 20 years to realize that when they already have kids. And that's the thing. That's the other thing. When you marry a decent amount of time, you might end up having a kid. And if you divorce, the implications that it could have on your child is there. So can I would like to consider that as well. But yeah, the divorce rate's not too high, as high as it used to be. It's actually fallen down pretty like significantly to the point where it's not as crazy, but it's still like I feel as though you should know both yourself and your partner before you go into a marriage. So that's why I'm like I'm not. This is my thing. I don't have like an actual day, like an actual age. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get married at this age. Nah, I'm one of those people where it's like, all right, first, got to be like within like this is my thing. I have like rules for it. I have to live with you for at least, or not. I have to be with you for at least a year and a half or some shit before we move in, and then after that, I have to live with you for at least 2 years before we get married. At least, maybe more, maybe less. But it's crazy to me how you can get married. That people get married with people to people that they haven't lived with because it's like having a cool friend, but then living with that cool friend. It's not the same. Like living with someone always like heightens tensions. It's always more dynamics because then there's more little stuff for them to get mad at you about. Because there are certain ways that some people just like their stuff done. Can't blame. I don't blame them for that or anything. And then later we were talking, and then the last question, which kind of like goes in like, which is why like I said, gotta listen to a freshman romance episode, kind of, because it kind of ties in. Because I was just talking about like, because since we were like on the top of girls and stuff, and the relationships and all that, not and all that and whatnot, I started talking about I started like just randomly talking, and I was saying like, and he was all like, all right, if you have a friendship with a girl, when do you know whether or not that friendship is like, when do you move from a friendship to a possible relationship, and when should you go and try and do that? Now, the reason why I brought up the freshman romance one is because that's a specific situation that I was like in, where it's like I don't I was like in the middle. Like I wanted to set type of boundary in a sense, just because like it would have been safer, I guess, not really for me, but like I guess, yeah, safer for me. I just got to be completely honest with it. Like safer for me in the sense that if you listen to the episode, like I said, I wanted more of a friendship at the time, because this is first year in college. I wasn't really talking to nobody. I don't really know nobody. This is the only person who I was like consistently like having conversations with, eating meals with, if I even ate a meal. Like this is the only person that was on campus for me to hang out with. So it's like I didn't want to like take that away by being a by trying to like go for her. You feel me? I liked where we were better than where we could be, just because of the potential implications that could stem from it. And while I missed obvious signs that she might have, that like I said, I haven't talked to her about it yet. Maybe I'm still misreading it. Maybe I was right before and it wasn't signs and it was just some other shit that I did. Maybe that made her not want to like conversate anymore. But if the signs were what I think they were, it's like how much of the fear of things will you let control your life? Because this is the thing: if you feel as though it's getting like to the point where you don't think you're comfortable being friends with them because consistently have that thought in your head, it might just be better just to pop it. Because I feel as though if like someone's hanging out with you, and it's like it's not just like, oh, we like, if they're hanging out with you with people, that's one thing. But if they're hanging out with just you, like making moves with just you, trying to make moves with just you, and like you're feeling a little bit something, they're probably feeling a little bit something. So it's there's an idea of trying to try it out. But I don't know. From what I've observed to that point, those joints usually don't work. So I was just of the mindset that it wouldn't. But I definitely do say like that was a problem of mine, and that's a problem that like I might even still have. I honestly just don't be having girls that I'm
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to
at
another
least
video.
nowadays that I'm friends with. I don't have any girls that I'm friends with that I'm interested in like that. So, but at the time, I definitely understand it, and I definitely I definitely think that you should try it, and then because it's hard to tell, man. It's hard to tell, and it's like, would you like if you really value someone as a friend, do you want to make that sacrifice? And that's the thing. I don't know yet either. I just thought it was an interesting question. Like, how do you know? Like, when is it time for you to go for a friend? I think that's a general question I want to ask people, just because I don't have an answer. Because for me, it's like when you feel something, then obviously you feel something. However, when you when you're like if you're unsure about the other person's feelings, because this is the thing, I don't think rejection is that scary of a thing, in my opinion. What like because this is like I can go and get rejected by a random girl that I barely know if I'm trying to talk to them, whatever. I don't give a fuck about that much. It's a very fact that they're your friends because it's like you if you really like like the dynamics of a friend, like if you actually consider them a friend, mind you, like that's what I'm saying. You actually consider them a friend, and you enjoy the dynamics of being their friend, then it's not ever by force. You feel me? It's not ever by force to do it. But I would say if they're hanging out with you pretty frequently because you if they're hanging out with you pretty frequently by yourself, not only in group settings, like you don't have like three other niggas with you and it's consistent and they seem genuinely interested, I think that's when it's time to pop it. But it's hard to tell sometimes. So yeah. Is that the podcast? Nah. Well, I guess it is. I guess that's just an ending. Follow Just Talking on Instagram. It's JUS_TALKIN on Instagram. And on Twitter, I don't have a Just Talking page, but I have an account just for Nah. So on Twitter it's Dr. Nah, DOCTURNAH. And if you want, follow me on that for some shit posts and some giggles. And honestly, if we can get a good following, man, possibly like I can like take some questions. Like I want to hear what you guys have to say for some stuff. All right, so don't be afraid to get on here and spit a little shum. I like almost anybody that ask get on this joint. You feel me? All right. So don't be afraid of me, baby. I'm just looking for something. All right. I think I should leave now. Um, yeah. Goodbye.